Tell me what success means to you. Is it a car? Is it a house? Maybe a dollar amount? Is it future? Is it now? Or a level of clout? Got my eyes in the skies like my head in the clouds. I fully accept endowed power like the profound beauty of a flower. It's already there, it's always been. Watch the sunrise, just let the fresh air and sweet water come in the perfect amount so growth abounds. Not only talking about bank accounts, but knowledge, understanding, being wise, full of compassion. Yeah. It's time to live my dreams while I'm awake and even while I'm sleeping. The truth is constantly speaking and leading. I'm focusing on my purpose, no longer questioning if it's worth it. Beating down the doubt that keeps lurking. I gotta keep going, gotta keep working. Always be learning, always be searching for the truth while lies try to seduce. Cause I'm a champion. Are you a champion?
Yeah, I'm a champion. Are you a champion?
Yeah, I'm a champion. Are you a champion?
Yes, indeed. You can't mess with my
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Philadelphia Asian American Film Festival live stream. My name is Kelly Conrad, and I'm a screener, and I'm a programmer for the festival, and I will be moderating tonight's Q&A with the filmmakers of the shorts program, Take Me Away. We will be taking audience questions, so if you have questions, we would love to hear them. Go ahead and drop them in the comments section, and we will get to them later. Meanwhile, why don't we go around the virtual room and have everyone introduce themselves and their film.
自己紹介で、フィルム紹介を順番にして。
Kyla, would you like to start?
Sure, okay.
No, it's okay. It's pressure.
Hi, I'm Kayla Lang, writer and director of Learning Tagalog with Kyla.
I'll go.
There's popcorn as well.
I know. We might as well popcorn.
I'm Alberta Poon, and I'm the writer and director of Crouching Comic.
I'm Emily Kim. I'm the writer, director, and one of the actors of Gone Camping.
Me? I'm Kaichi Sato, the director, writer of the Love Hotel. Nice to meet you.
福岡から、日本の福岡から、ルックアウトオブプレイスの、谷川と申します。
Hi, I'm Ken Tanigawa, and I'm translator, and he directs Look Up Place, and we're from Fukuoka, Japan.
Wonderful. Thank you all.
From Japan, Tokyo, sorry.
Perfect. Thank you all again so much for being here. Each of your films was so exciting and just very thrilling to watch. And this is a question for everyone who is here right now. And I feel like each of these films transported the audience to some kind of different time and different place in very, very different ways across the board. And I would just like to know from everyone what they believe is the importance of creating another world or another reality.
Yeah, I can go. So I'm currently a senior at USC, and when I made my short film, I was a junior, and this was during the pandemic. We were doing Zoom school. I had to go home to Hawaii. So it was a really sad and scary time where I could only create, a small story within the confines of my own home. Those were just the protocols for Zoom school. And it was not my ideal, junior thesis film school experience I wanted. But through this film, I felt like making it, I was able to kind of escape that feeling of being like trapped inside my own home by just, making something that I loved with the people I loved kind of helped me escape my own Zoom pandemic depression.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can go next, sorry. Yeah, it's funny because when I was making Learning Tagalog with Kyla, I didn't really consider how I was making either reality or world so much as I was just like speaking my feelings aloud and trying to capture a very unique place and time for myself and my roommates, because I kind of was like in the same boat as Emily in that I was stuck at home. Not to mention, I live in Texas, so in summer it's really hot. You don't want to go outside, so you're like extra stuck at home. So I don't know. I feel like there's so much importance in just like trying to be really honest and playful in the filmmaking process. And I think that was a really cool way to invite people into a really strange time in life or place of my life. So I don't know if that really adequately answers the question, but hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's it's a broader question because I do feel like, and we'll get into this in the next question, where Kayla, with your film, it had this kind of classic old school aesthetic, right? And so that right away is like, oh, this isn't 2021. So in that way, I feel like it really took us somewhere new. But we'll get to that in question number 2. But yeah, I would love to hear from the rest of you. Just a reminder, what is the importance of creating another world or reality?
I can go. I guess personally, what's important for me is like kind of what both Emily and Kayla said is an escapism for our own art. And a lot of my work, I tend to create worlds that I tend to use magical realism in my worlds. And it kind of worked out perfectly because of COVID, because we couldn't have actors in the same room. I already created this story where the protagonist was battling her insecurities with like photos that came to life, or her like arguing with her mom on the phone, but the photo that was next to her on the phone came to life. And so that played to the COVID world because I didn't have to have 2 actors in the same room. But so yeah, it wasn't like this super ambitious like 12 actors and COVID and how are we going to pull this off. It ended up like really playing well to the restrictions we had to deal with. So yeah, I don't know. I guess you can use magical realism to help in your storylines when you have these barriers, I guess. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, can we go next?
Yeah, of course.
私が映画作るときは以前何度か海外の方で映画祭に出たことがあるんですけども、やはり観客、日本と違ってやっぱリアクション海外の人はすごくリアクションが大きくて、喜怒哀楽本当によく笑ってくれたりとか、そういう姿を本当目の当たりにして、やっぱり映画って娯楽だなっていうふうに考えてまして、アートというよりも、娯楽、エンターテインメントとして、本当にみんなに笑ってもらいたいとか、みんなにみんなの感情を揺さぶりたいっていうのが大きな目的です。
So, once I was exhibited the Cannes Film Festival 2 years ago, so I found that the audiences in other places than Japan have a wider emotion than the Japanese audiences. So I thought I like to create some more entertainment more than art films. So my inspiration is more like to entertain audience and watch the audience reaction more widely. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you.
It's me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how can I say? I just love creation. Yeah, making a film or making a picture, it was everything. I love creation, and I want to show. Yeah, same. My opinion is the same. Mr. Tanigawa. I want to show the old people or the world people, and I want to tell I want to tell Japanese culture. I want to know another country culture. We can make a creation. We can do it. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you all so much. So this next question also applies to everyone. Everyone is please feel free to answer it. So kind of like I mentioned with Learning Tagalog with Kayla is that film has a very bold aesthetic, but I find that across the board, each film has such a unique and bold visuals and images, and I was just wondering, and I'm sure our audiences are wondering as well, what some of your inspirations and influences were for your visual and stylistic choices.
Yeah, I can start. It's interesting because I don't know, when I was making this, like I was kind of like pulling from like really vague memories of like kind of like mixed media that I've loved in the past. So when I was growing up and really getting into film, I found myself latching on to like really weird late night stuff, like weird short films I come across on like IFC or Sundance channels back when my parents had like the upgrade cable box, or even like Adult Swim. And I used to like watch a lot of TV growing up too, so I really like latched onto like the infomercial aesthetic too. It's like weird like formal language learning programs where I don't know, maybe I don't really trust like what they're teaching me because it's so formal and so Americanized and everything. So yeah, I'd say that like a lot of my influences are just like a really weird mixed bag of like stuff that I've extracted from like media that I've loved over the years. So maybe like some VHS, some infomercials, just really weird stuff. I don't know.
Perfect. I definitely get that vibe. It's kind of like an amalgamation of like classic kind of very basic language tutorials, but also that kind of like late night Adult Swimmy kind of aesthetic. So yeah, it's awesome. And also I guess now is a great time to mention that Learning Tagalog with Kayla is actually nominated for the Jury Award for Best Narrative Short. So I just wanted to make sure that that was stated right now. What better time than now?
Thanks. It's exciting.
I'll go. So, okay, I knew I wanted to, for my inspiration, I knew that I had to make these like flat pictures come to life. So I knew I had to like work with special effects. And I can't remember the name of this music video, but I just remember that there was this music video that I saw where it was just a bunch of pictures came to life. And I had like the hardest time trying to find it. And when I was explaining it to my CGI artist, he like found it and was like this. And I was like, oh, perfect. And we bounced back and forth on like how to make it come to life and be weird. And at first there was like, oh, we can make it like South Park where like the heads come apart. But we ended up just like compositing the mouth back on the mouth of the mom. But we put like the whole head of the guy on like a different head. And so, yeah, I don't know, it was just like fun CGI inspiration from this music video. And I'd also say like Edgar Wright is also a big inspiration with some of like my comedy and timing. And also like, I feel like the vibe of my short film, like kind of is like Atlanta, like TV shows like that. So that's kind of like my bag of inspiration.
Awesome. The CGI is fantastic. It turned out like really well done.
Thank you. It wasn't that like, it didn't look that good the first time around. Like, the first time I was like, oh no, this looks bad, but maybe it's good. Maybe it's fine because it's a comedy, but we got there. So
yeah,
thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, we go next.
私のその今回の映画では、 現実と非現実、普通の生活と、死神の世界っていうのを描いてるんですけども、とにかく、非現実の世界の方をすごくこう奇妙な世界、もう死神の世界というふうに描きたくて、本当にこう、すごい不思議なシチュエーションをずっと探してました。で、結局日本の戦争中の、遺跡、そこを舞台にして、死神のちょっと奇妙な世界を描いてみました。
Okay, so I'd like to exhibit some reality and unreality world, and the world between the normal world and not a normal world that can image a leaper in a movie, in a film. So for the I wanted to show film that like kind of a weird world in a world that have leaper, and so I found a place in a relic in World War II, and the place to show the movie. So I'd like to image the unnatural and reality world. Yeah.
So that building was from World War II?
ビルって、世界、太平洋戦争の時にの遺跡かな。Yeah.
魚雷を作ってた。
So that the building was the created some bombs during the World War II.
Wow. How did you find that location?
そのロケーションどうやって見つけたんですか？
もういろんな、背景が好きで、いろんな戦争遺跡をイメージあるところをずっと探していた。
So he likes kind of a desolation place, and he used to find a location about use the World War II and the old places.
Wow. Very beautiful, very eerie, but really, really cool. Awesome. Yeah, let's continue. Kachi and Emily, whenever you're ready, your visual influences and inspirations.
Me?
Yeah, go for it. You can go first.
Kachi, go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Popcorn.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm not an English speaker.
It's okay.
So everyone, do you know the Love Hotel in Japan? Love Hotel is so that place is the short time stay hotel and do the sex, just sex place, and it's a midnight culture in Japan, and very, very strange and exclusive of Japan, I think so. And I want to tell about the Love Hotel, but the Love Hotel is just a culture, just a habit of Japanese. I want to make a horror story, just a horror story with Love Hotel, and I'm looking for. And so I must say, Love Hotel is the disappear in Japan. The many Love Hotel is closed because Japanese people doesn't sex now. I don't know why. And many Love Hotel are closed. So I should looking for old style Love Hotel in Tokyo, and very, very looking for. And I got find do you know Kawasaki's Love Hotel and the located to that film, but that Love Hotel are closed and after our shooting. It's a some kind of a document of so I made a document of Tokyo's Love Hotels. I'm so curious in the style. Yeah.
So you shot in an actual Love Hotel?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But I never I don't use sex. Yeah.
Awesome.
I think for my film, it's this daughter and mother camping trip, and so I wanted to create like the warmth of the campfire and just trying to bring the outdoors indoors. And so I was just searching for images of like camping movies. So Moonrise Kingdom was one, and like even in Jojo Rabbit, there's a scene where the boys with all the lanterns and the lit up tents in the field. And so playing with like lots of warm colors and bringing that indoors with this like bright orange tent is kind of the visual look I was going for. And then also playing with, so I play a 13-year-old, and so kind of, I'm 21, but I can very much pass for 30. And so also just in the visuals with like the wardrobe and the production design, just also kind of bringing it back to 2013 was important for me too.
You played a fantastic 13-year-old. How did you do the braces?
So my friend's dad is a dentist, and he made these retainers that had braces glued onto them.
Oh, so
And
smart.
I forgot how painful braces are by the end of the shoot. Like the entire inside of my mouth was just destroyed. But yeah, the aesthetic of the disgusting 13-year-old awkward middle schooler was definitely there.
It's interesting because your transformation was so extreme, yet it's not like you did that much. It's like bangs and braces, but I mean, your acting was just so excellent and convincing that it was a huge transformation. Really, really hilarious. Awesome. Thanks, y'all. The next question we have is for Alberta, actually. In your film, your protagonist uses stand-up comedy as a vehicle to explore Asian American identity and experiences. And in your opinion, how can comedy serve the stories of the AAPI communities in ways that other art forms maybe cannot?
This is a great question. I feel like comedy is like a great tool to connect with people that are maybe not necessarily open to connecting. It's like the great equalizer, right? Like I think if you can make somebody laugh that doesn't necessarily have like your point of view, I think that creates empathy in a way where, if you're just trying to strong arm somebody into seeing your point of view or seeing the world through your lens, comedy is just such a great tool to get people to, I think, just like think outside of just like the way that they would normally just default to. And almost everything that I've worked on so far, and I plan on working on, like, it's not to say I'm never going to write something dramatic or serious, but I just think it's like such a powerful tool. And that's why my co-writer is a stand-up comedian, and we wrote this film together, and it's based on our experiences as Asian American women pursuing creative fields, right? Like I pursued being in a band for a very long time, and now a director and a writer, and she pursued being a stand-up comic. So we just thought it'd be great to write a comedy based on our experiences and how not only, are we trying to step into these fields that are like very white and very male, but our moms also like don't approve of what we're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole world is against us, and let's make it really funny. And I think it would appeal to a wide audience, not just Asians. It's clearly like a universal subject of wanting to belong. But yeah, I don't know, make it funny.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll laugh, and yeah.
Your forgive me for forgetting the name of your lead actor, but she was hilarious. Does she do stand up?
Yeah, so her name's Katie Wen, and she's like
Yes.
a legit stand-up comic. But the funniest part is she's also a teacher, which she just can't. I don't know. I think it's it's probably like her mom's pressure of like, you have to have a serious job. But
right. Balance.
She's been voted like Portland's funniest comedian several times, and she goes on tour with big comedians like around the country, but she still has not quit her day job. And she kind of could. She's kind of at that level where she could like just really go for it. And I've talked to her like, do you think you ever will? Like, I don't know. I guess maybe that pressure of having a serious job is ingrained in us Asian women. I'm not really sure, but yeah, she's hilarious.
Yeah, as I watched her, I was like, oh, you can't really teach that timing. You can't teach how to talk in the rhythm of like a stand-up and have your own have your own rhythm. So I was like, I have a feeling that they're a stand-up. But yes, that pressure from our mothers is deeply, deeply ingrained. Awesome. Thank you so much, Alberta. So my next question is for you, Kachi, and Love Hotel. So with Love Hotel, you combined infidelity, right? Ghosts and Japanese midnight culture. What draws you to those topics? And they seem very separate from each other, but are they more combined than maybe audiences think? It's kind of two questions, I suppose.
すいません、ちょっと翻訳してもらってもいいですか、今の質問。
Okay. So, Kate, so could you repeat the question again?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. So it's kind of two questions. So the first one is, so Love Hotel combines infidelity, ghosts, and Japanese midnight culture. And I would love to know, and audiences would love to know, what made Kachi want to make a movie about that? That's the first question. And the second question is, are those topics more combined than they seem? Because they almost seem like three separate topics, not related at all. But are they maybe in Japanese culture more interrelated than we think?
Okay. So I haven't watched the movie, so I don't think I can.
Perfect.
映画の中でゴースト、お化けと日本のそのラブホテルっていう夜の文化っていうのを取り扱ってたと思うんですけど、それをこう組み合わせようとしたなんていうんですか、インスピレーションであるとか、そこら辺を一つは教えてほしいと。で、その3つのトピックがあって、それをこう一つ一つ離れたものをこう組み合わさったような感じがしたんですけど、それをどういうふうに組み合わせていったのか教えてほしいっていう。
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. ありがとうございます。Thank you so much. I got it. So how can I say? At first, I want to make just a ghost story, just a ghost story comedy. But so it's Love Hotel or Japanese midnight culture or sexual culture is just a Japan culture.
Mhm.
So domestic culture.
Mhm.
I want to show another country people. Some kind of different. It's just a joke. Not the real of my film. But ghost and midnight culture. So why I combine? I don't know why. Maybe I love it. I want to mix, and
Mhm.
so it's a. So how can I say? I'm why why so many Japanese sexual culture in so I show the topics, so 3 or 4
Mhm.
topics.
Mhm.
I think it's maybe another country people uh, doesn't know that some kind of just a pantyhose says pan stocking, love hotel, and hotel girl. It's very, very strange, and so I made a story and the character, and sometimes I remind Japanese midnight culture and push on here and the strange explain on here and yeah I want to make it something
Mhm.
so how can just comedy just maybe make a comedy yeah
Mhm.
how can I say it's just yes yeah
Excellent, excellent. I have one more question for you, Kachi. The Dutch wife dolls, the
that
big dolls at the end.
mhm.
How did you make those?
Ah, yeah, yeah. It's a so long story. Yeah. So my film, many Dutch wife dolls on appearing the
Mhm.
screen, but we made just one, just one, and
Oh, okay.
we use a, CGI. Many.
Mhm.
So it's so I so I have a friend to make a special effects creator, and he made masks, just a mask. I'm designed and that's kind of I designed. My friend made the mask, and so how can I say? In Japan, very balloon company in Japan. Balloon means many. So some kind of this
Oh.
balloon but many huge balloon ad prop company in Japan.
Mhm.
And I wanna talk with them, and they make just a body
Mhm.
and pushing air and some more puff
Mhm.
and the suits actress suits actor in wearing the balloon and the mask and on there. Yeah, it's a so hard process and yeah
But there's somebody in
yeah
the suit. Yeah, okay.
yes.
It
And
looks beautiful.
I think
Looks
so.
really, really good.
Many wig and many wear many costume and
Mhm.
I make some design the many wigs and many costume and change and change few many Dutch dolls on my film.
Got
Yeah,
it. Mhm.
change it. Yeah, just one. Yeah, you got it.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Um,
thank you so
so,
much. Thank you.
so our next question is for Kayla. So in your director's statement, Kayla, you say that your short is a slightly different world where a version of you speaks, teaches, and feels sad in Tagalog. And so we're wondering what about language, specifically Tagalog, allows you to feel and connect to your emotions in a different way?
That's a really good question. That's a really good question. It's interesting because I haven't really had much of a relationship with Tagalog, or as like close a relationship to the language as I've wanted to. And this is not to fault my parents, but they just didn't want to teach me Tagalog because they found that growing up in America, there wasn't really any need. But I've always felt like a sense of sadness to not be able to speak it fluently. So it's interesting. I feel like while I can't speak it fluently, I had my mom actually translate a lot of the script for me and coach me through everything. It was just really cool to be able to kind of reclaim my right to learn the language, and to make it feel possible. I feel like I'm losing the thread here, so please let me know.
No,
Yeah,
not at all.
but yeah, I feel like I don't know, just at least even trying or giving a shot. I don't know, that was very cathartic and really cool, and it's really validated me in wanting to actually learn and speak the language fluently, even if I might sound like a robot. Who's to say?
What did your mom think of this idea? Was she giddy about it? Did she think it was weird? Why are you doing this? Or I would love to know.
Yeah, it's interesting because my mom has always been so weirdly supportive of my film endeavors and everything. So I told her that I just want to do a weird experimental language learning program-esque thing. I don't even know how to describe it. She's like, okay, yeah, just send me the script. And I did it, and she's like, Kayla, are you okay? So she's just really she was game, but also very surprised and had questions. But I'm okay. Everything's fine.
Just made her worried, probably.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much. So basically, I would just love to go around and have everyone. Kachi, what do you got there?
Yeah.
Is this the doll?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah. It's a making film. It's a.
It looks so good.
Yeah. Just wait. Yeah. It's a. Yeah. It's so.
It looks so good.
Yeah. It's a.
That's its skin.
Yeah, skin. Yeah.
And then you blow it up. Was it hard to walk in?
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah. Very hard walking.
Fantastic. I want one. Well, let's. I would love if everyone could go around and tell us what you're working on next, and where people can follow your work.
I could go first. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So right now I'm in pre-production for my next short, which is a mid-2000s coming of age stoner comedy that takes place at a Filipino Thanksgiving in my hometown, which is Paradise Hills in Southeast San Diego. And right now we're just crowdfunding for it, trying to get the funds and doing the stuff. But yeah, you can follow me at Nanorisms on Instagram to keep up with my work. That's mannerisms, but beginning with an N. So I don't know where that comes from. Yeah, so you can keep up.
Awesome.
I wrote a pilot called Cul-de-sac that is based on my teenage years living in Mormon, Utah, being the only Asian girl in my high school. I don't plan on making the pilot. I'm planning on trying to pitch it to see if I can get it sold. But yeah, so a lot of work into that. And then you can follow me at on Instagram at Nocturnal Uniform.
Awesome. Kachi, would you like to go? Yeah. Your next project and where people can find your work or follow you.
Yeah. Thanks. So I'm cartoon director. Also, I make a live action and just a cartoon director, and I directed the. Do you know the Rick and Morty? Yeah, I made a Rick and Morty short film, Samurai and the Shogun on YouTube, and yeah, and I can't explain so because I have a contract with Adult Swim. I can't explain, but I'm next project on air on Adult Swim. So few days ago, and so I need a break. Yeah. Please watch my Rick and Morty. Yeah. Very short film.
We will. Thank you, Kachi.
Thanks so much.
Emily, what about you? Where can we find your work?
Hi, I'm so sorry, first of all, for all the technical difficulties I'm having over here on my end. Everything was working fine, and then, of course, something had to happen. But
you're totally fine.
Follow me on Instagram. It's at emily.kim, but the Emily is with an I, so it's EMILI.kim. And I love the coming of age genre, and normally I do comedy, but my next short is going to be a coming of age drama about a young girl trying to escape North Korea. So I'm going to begin pre-production for that in actually this month.
No, Emily. Hopefully, she comes back and finishes that very last bit of crucial information. Ken, where can we find your work, and what are you working on next?
これからの構想なんですけど、まだ具体的なアイディアはないんですけど、やはり世界中の人に、笑ってもらいたい、笑顔にしたいっていうのが、基本にありまして、楽しいことやりたいなっていうのと、あと、自分のFacebook、Instagram に、のプロフィールのところに、自分のフィルモグラフィーが載せてるんで、URL を載せてるんで、いろんな楽しい作品、楽しいショートフィルムをいろいろアップしてるんで、ぜひ皆さんに見てほしいと思ってます。
Okay, so actually I don't have a street scene for the next film, but I'd like to entertain the world people, the worldwide. And my films and the new film is on the Instagram and Facebook. So please find and subscribe the Kenten Gala.
Awesome. Thank you. Emily, we missed the very last bit of your plug. Could you, I feel like it was the last bit of information.
Yes. Did you get my Instagram? Did that come through?
Yes, we got your Instagram, just not the part afterwards.
Right. So I was saying that I love the coming of age genre, and normally I do comedies, but my next short will actually be a coming of age drama about a little North Korean girl trying to escape the hardships of North Korea. And so I'll be going into pre-production this month on that.
Okay. Awesome. Well, we do need to, I need to wrap up. So I want to thank you all again so much for being here. Thank you for your answers. It was such a joy. For folks watching, go to path.org for the rest of the program. There's a combination of live events, virtual events, so much incredible, exciting work. So check it out, check out that schedule, and support all of this phenomenal film. And thank you all again so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
Left, right, up, down, in the top.